Hello everyone. Today, as part of the Eumind activity, I, Aryan Kulkarni, will be interviewing my mother, Miss Shilpa Pandey, on the topic of plastic recycling and environmental responsibility. My mother is a working professional and a responsible citizen of India who actively practices waste segregation at home. So, throughout this interview, I am to understand how plastic recycling impacts our daily lives and how individuals can contribute towards a better and sustainable future. Ms. Shilpa, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank you, Aryan, for inviting me for this interview.
So, to begin with, could you explain in simple words what plastic recycling means?
In simple words, plastic recycling means to segregate the waste plastic that can be reused, repurposed, and can be useful instead of filling the landfills and causing more pollution towards water, land, or greenhouse effects.
Why do you think plastic recycling is important for our environment?
Plastic takes many years to biodegrade. So so many plastics we are not even aware whether they are biodegradable or not degradable. So that is why it is very important that we are consciously recycling plastic so that it is reducing the impact of the damage that it is doing on the oceans, on the land, on the planet, so that our future generations do not suffer the depletion of soil, do not suffer water pollution, do not suffer polluted air, because so many plastics that are being used, we are not even aware whether they are completely biodegradable or they are completely recycled.
Very well answered. Now, how do we practice plastic recycling at home?
Some simple small steps. First of all, avoid using products which are packed in plastic. Now, I know that you cannot completely avoid it, but then become more conscious about whether the plastic bottles that you are using, the plastic containers that you are using are biodegradable or not biodegradable. Switch to paper as much as possible. Avoid using thin plastics. Wherever there is a ban on plastic, we should follow the rules. At home, we should segregate the plastic when we are dumping our waste. We should be washing, cleaning it so that they can be repurposed, reused, and reduce the use of plastic as much as possible.
What other challenges do you think people face when it comes to plastic recycling?
Like I said earlier, we are not aware about which plastic is biodegradable, which plastic is not. We don't know which plastic takes how many years to to biodegrade also.
Yeah.
So plastic is something which is used in many products, but we are not aware about their capacity and the damage that it is doing to the planet. So we need to become more conscious, more aware, and use less plastic.
What role do you think the students of Gen Z and young people can play in plastic recycling?
So Gen Z can definitely help, like you're doing this activity with me. With this activity, I'm becoming more aware about more conscious about plastic recycling. In the similar way, you can, as you're starting at home, you can do the similar activity in societies, you can do it in your school programs. Gen Z should be part of different recycling programs, whether it is beach recycling where there is a lot of plastic waste gets collected, or it is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or any other programs that are happening within the country or within the city.
So, speaking of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, are there any initiatives in India that promote plastic recycling?
I feel the first step should be at home. That is the first place where you should begin with your conscious effort of reducing the plastic and recycling the plastic. So let's start at home. That is the first program. Second is, like we said, Swachh Bharat program, which is an initiative which is taken all over India. I'm sure every city has their recycle units or government agencies which are working towards plastic recycling. I'm not much aware about it, but yes, we can always connect to those programs and do our due diligence and work towards them.
And a last question, what message would you like to give to everyone regarding plastic recycling?
Like I said, it all begins at home. So it is not only the government's responsibility. We as citizens have to become more conscious and aware so that we can consciously work towards using less plastic. If we use less plastic, then automatically there will be less wastage, and then there will be less pollution or less greenhouse effect. So we have to become more conscious and aware about ourselves, and I'm sure government is doing their part in terms of banning the Chinese products and making us directing us towards using local products, using mud products, or using paper products. So that is government's part is there, but we as individuals should also do our part.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. So throughout this interview, we understood that plastic recycling starts at home, and individual responsibility plays a key role in building a sustainable world. So let us all come together and build and reuse, reduce and recycle plastic. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time out to do this interview.
Thank you so much.